The following is a special presentation on TNN, the Nashville Network.
I can't talk very loud because I'm going to tell you something that not all of the performers on tonight's show know. Well, there's only one person who doesn't know, Ralph Emery. We've planned something very special to happen to him tonight, and you're going to be a part of it. So don't you dare go anywhere because we are all going to give Ralph the surprise of his life.
Tonight, from the stage of the Grand Ole Opry House in Nashville, Tennessee, the Nashville Network presents the All-Star Salute to Country Music. With host Johnny Cash and Barbara Mandrell. With Ralph Emery, Alabama, Tom T. Hall, Willie Nelson, Randy Travis, Marie Osmond, Roger Miller, Ray Stevens, Roy Clark, Kathy Mattea, Farron Young, Reba McEntire, Jimmy Dean, Anne Murray, Jeannie C. Riley, Barbara Fairchild, Jeannie Pruitt, Lynn Anderson, Jeannie Seeley, Kitty Wells, Patty Lovelace, Connie Smith, Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers, Shotgun Red, the Oak Ridge Boys, Merle Haggard, Ricky Skaggs, the Whites, Glen Campbell, Grandpa Jones, Chet Atkins, Jerry Reed, Steve Warner, Lee Greenwood, Irlene Mandrell, Hank Williams Jr., June Carter Cash, the Statlers, Tanya Tucker, Williams and Reed, Tennessee Ernie Ford, Ronnie Robbins, John Ritter, Shelley West, Marty Haggard, Lorrie Morgan, Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, Ricky Van Shelton, T. Graham Brown, Charlie Daniels, Bill Anderson, Waylon Jennings, Minnie Pearl, Porter Wagoner, Eddie Arnold, the Forrester Sisters, Susie Bogus, Crystal Gale, Roy Acuff, Holly Dunn, Dobie Gray, K.T. Osmond, the Jerry Whitehurst Band, and a special appearance by President George Bush.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. I've always been known as a man in black, singing about the man that's fighting back. Just like him, I'm down sometimes, so I found the music and I start to shine. The longing, tears, and the hope and joy, a 3-minute song about a girl and boy. The secret of living out a happy life is song in your soul and love inside gives rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, if you put a beat to a real sad song, you'll find you won't be sad too long. Get rhythm when you get the blues.
Hello, I'm Barbara Mandrell. Well, I've always been a family type. Music's a big part of our life. Tonight we'll put a smile in your heart, 'cause the biggest family of all takes part. You don't have to pick or sing along. If you love this music, then you belong. Get happy and clap and stomp your feet, 'cause the fans are the reason for the family tree.
Get rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get rhythm when you get the blues. If you put a beat to a real sad song, you'll find you won't be sad too long. Get rhythm when you get the blues. Hey, get rhythm when you get the blues.
From the songwriter to the record buyer and all the people in between, the love we all share for country music unites us as a great big family. And tonight is a celebration of the music and the people we love. It also marks the wonderful night 7 years ago when the Nashville Network was born into our family. That single event has made it possible for us to have a family reunion every day of the year. This is the All-Star Salute to Country Music. And here hosting together for the first time are Mr. Johnny Cash and Miss Barbara Mandrell.
Thanks, Ralph. And don't go away so fast, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ralph Emery, and you'll have to forgive him. You'll have to forgive him because he's got things a little bit mixed up. This is not an all-star salute to country music.
The reason why Ralph has such a surprised expression on his face is that he really doesn't know what's going on here. Well, Ralph, the reason why Johnny and I and all of these stars are here is because of you.
You're kidding.
The real name of this show is an all-star salute to Ralph Emery.
Tonight, Ralph, tonight we want to show you who the real Ralph Emery is. And all the way, and all of us in the country music industry love Ralph so much. Just watch this. Turn around and watch this. Ralph Emery is one of country music's best-kept secrets. There is probably no man in America who has affected country music more.
I first met Ralph when I was back in high school, and my sister Loretta took me to his all-night radio program. And I was so in awe and so nervous that when Ralph asked me a question, all I could do was nod my head. It didn't take long for Ralph to tell me you had to speak because I can't see on radio.
15 years ago, he began hosting an all-night radio show on Nashville's famous WSM. And from there, he went on to entertain millions with his national radio and TV shows.
Good morning and welcome to our show. Tuesday, March the 8th, 1966. We're happy to have you here.
He's well known to those of us in country music, but he's never really received the credit and the recognition that he rightly deserves.
Who is this man who occupies such an important place in country music history? What has he done to bring about the respect of so many?
Why do the biggest stars in country music seek out his advice and counsel? We love Ralph very much, and by the time this evening is over, we hope you will too.
Tonight, we want to show you and tell you the enormous impact Ralph has had on the lives and on the work of those of us in country music. There's probably no one in America who's been involved with more country music stars than you have, Ralph. You put them on television, you've spun them on your radio turntable. Now it's our turn to put you here on our turntable tonight and spin you around.
Ralph, I don't know how we're gonna pack everything and everybody who wants to have a part into these 2 hours, but you just sit there and you watch as we all sing your praises tonight.
Some mountain music, everybody, like Grandma and Grandpa used to play. Then I'll float on down the river to a Cajun hideaway. Drift away like Tom Sawyer, ride a raft with old Huck Finn. Take a nap, well, like Rip Van Winkle, days dream. Some mountain music, everybody, like Grandma and Grandpa used to play. Then I'll float
Well, you keep your eye on old Ralph tonight and expect the unexpected. When the group of stars that this show has gets together, history is going to be made. So don't you miss a minute of it.
Why is grapefruit juice like Fort Lauderdale? Well, grapefruit juice isn't a place that studious and mature college kids go on spring break, but it is a refreshing break in any day and can put an extra spring in your step as well. Of course, grapefruit juice isn't packed with fun-loving vacationers, but it is packed with the refreshing taste that everyone loves. So for a refreshing vacation, leave Fort Lauderdale in Florida and bring some Florida grapefruit juice home today.
Sweet child in white, oh my little darling, sleep safe, nighty-night.
Soft Kleenex tissue, so soft it's comforted families for generations.
Pure of heart, loving and true.
Soft, comforting Kleenex.
Kleenex says bless you.
The winds of change are blowing with a chicken sandwich made a whole new way. It's flame broiled to perfection, which means it can only come from one place. Introducing the BK Broiler Flame Broiled Chicken Sandwich. To make a great tasting chicken sandwich, sometimes you've got to break the rules. And now, after 4 p.m., buy one BK broiler and get a second for just 99 cents.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts, mounds don't.
Because
sometimes you feel like a, sometimes you.
Here at the Silas Thorndike Academy, we occasionally have an outbreak of high-spiritedness, so we rely on Brawny. Brawny! It's the largest towel you can buy, and tough, too. Thanks ever so much, Brawny.
Brawny, the big tough towel.
Ralph Emery. Ralph Emery. It's got a nice ring to it. It's sort of a euphonious name.
Rita Coolidge is on there somewhere, and Alex Harvey, Darrell Royal. I don't know. There's a lot of names on there of people that I don't even know.
How do you qualify to sign the guitar?
You just got to have a pencil.
Oh, I see.
Ralph said to one new young singer before he sang on his morning show, he said, "Boy, you any good?" And he said, "Well, some good." But once he heard this young man, Ralph had him on his show many, many times.
Are you comfortable tonight? Having a good time?
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Okay, why is that mic shaking?
That's a good question. A little nervous, I think.
Randy, don't be nervous. You're among friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Travis.
You may think that I'm talking foolish. You've heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can promise you now this love that I feel for you always will be. Well, you're not just time that I'm killing. I'm no longer one of those guys. As sure as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours until the day that I die. Oh, baby, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men, if you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'll be happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, baby. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever.
Is he cute or what? You know, a lot of friends wanted to be here tonight of yours, and they couldn't. One of them especially couldn't be here tonight, and he asked if I could read this telegram to you. It's from a very dear friend of both of ours. It says, Ralph, I would have been here in person, but I have a show to do in California. Those of us who don't have talk shows, you know, have to work for a living. I know everybody in Nashville is there with you tonight. Why don't you just give out the Country Music Awards tonight and save everybody a trip? Congratulations, Ralph, and I wish you the best. You're one gentleman who has never let success go to your golf game. Best wishes, Bob Hope. I love you, Ralph.
Right now at Sears, you can buy one of these queen-size sleeper sofas featuring a 6-inch pillow top mattress for just $7.99. Plus, take your choice of a matching love seat or swivel rocker and ottoman absolutely free, but only at Sears.
Only Sunkist Children's Multivitamins have the delicious Sunkist fruit taste kids love, plus the essential vitamins kids need.
Great vitamins!
Great! Great vitamins plus great fruit taste only from Sunkist.
Antique furniture isn't just a hobby. It's my livelihood. Anytime a piece doesn't look beautiful, I lose a sale. That's why I treat all my wood regularly with Scott's Liquid Gold. You see, when I use Scott's Liquid Gold on this old tabletop, it looks rich and shiny, while the part where I didn't use Scott's Liquid Gold still looks old and dried out. The reason is because wood needs moisture regularly, just like your skin. And Scott's Liquid Gold isn't a wax. It's a special formula that penetrates wood to clean, preserve, and protect. I use Scott's Liquid Gold at home for the same reason, to protect and beautify my tables, chairs, desk, and all my fine furniture. I also use Scott's Liquid Gold on my kitchen cabinets and my paneling because it protects and beautifies. Use Scott's Liquid Gold once a month. It's a little more expensive, but a whole lot better for your cherished wood.
Dwight Yoakam, Highway 101, the Judds, KT Osmond. Isn't it great to see such talent right here in your own home? Thanks, TNN.
I want everyone in California to get behind TNN. It's down home.
There's nothing like hearing a great new lyric for the first time. That's why I like On Stage. A great little show.
Imagine your very own television network, TNN.
Man, if you love country the way I do, then do what I do. Pass the word about TNN.
It's quite an honor, and I don't know how to feel about it. So I just don't feel, except happy. So to be safe.
You cried the other day, didn't you?
That's none of your business.
Ralph, I know this evening is probably as much of a surprise to you as it is to me. Actually, I thought this was a benefit for the homely.
The beauty of live television is whatever happens, happens. Ralph Emery does 3 hours of live television every day. So he gives us all the opportunity to share some very strange happenings.
We searched for the right reason to do a musical expression of a performer's innermost feelings of Ralph and found Ray Stevens. Well, normally he's out on the golf course with Ralph. In fact, Ralph calls him the Jack Benny of golf because even if there's $1 riding on the game, he takes 3 minutes lining up the shot.
Here with a special composition just for you, Ralph, is your tightwad buddy, Ray Stevens.
This song is for you, Ralph.
Ralph, you've been a friend to me and to all of us in the industry. We love to do your show, and we're thrilled when you call. Yeah, we love you like a brother, but at one time or another, Ralph, you have embarrassed us all. Yes, you have. You have embarrassed us all. Watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roy Clark.
Ralph, you and I go back a ways, back to those black and white television days, when I'd do your morning show, and I'd be there early, standing tall. Now, I've got a clip of two young guys there with a lot less gray in their hair, and an incident I bet you will recall. Oh, look at this.
You make movies a lot. You have an excuse because you're tired.
You're just punchy all the time.
I wouldn't say that.
No? What would you say?
I'd say that the ducks are flying low this season.
Yes, we love you like a brother, but at one time or another, Ralph, you have embarrassed us all. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You have embarrassed us all.
Let's say, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kathy Mattea.
It's not always the things you say that makes our faces red. Why, heaven knows, Ralph, I've done your shows and can't believe the things I've said.
Is there Mr. Right in your life?
Well, I don't know. I have many friends.
I sure hope so, because you're going to put him to work, and I hope he likes you a lot.
Yeah, I try to, you know, I choose a man by the kind of tools he has, Ralph.
Yes, we love you like a brother, but at one time or another, Ralph, you have embarrassed us all. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You have embarrassed us all. Fair and young, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the most embarrassing thing I've seen happens every Halloween when you dress us up in costumes, one and all. Yep, you turn us into witches and freaks, ghosts and goblins, germs and geeks. Well, once I was a convict with just a chain and a ball.
You used to be a sheriff, didn't you?
I used to be a sheriff till I got a divorce, and this is all she left me.
You mean that little ball there is all you got left?
One ball, pal, one ball.
Ralph, you've been a friend to all of us, and it's not our aim to complain or fuss, because we'll be here whenever you should call. Yes, we love you like a brother, but at one time or another, Ralph, you have embarrassed us all. Yes, you have. You have embarrassed us all.
There was one person planning on being here tonight. In fact, she was looking forward to it so very much, but because of the baby, she has to take it easy.
And we told her not to even try to come tonight, and we should bring the camera to her. Here is a dear friend and an incredibly talented lady.
Hello, Reba. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Ralph.
We are so excited about the baby.
Oh, thanks. We're thrilled, too. You know, I think there's only one person that could take me away from the baby at this time. Of course, Robert Redford couldn't be here tonight, so Ralph, you're second place, old bud, but, you know, don't take that as an insult. You know, it's pretty good company with Robert Redford. But anybody who has ever seen Ralph Emery in person or on the television or through the radio can kind of relate to what I'm talking about. Ralph, this is your great points. You know, you're really good at keeping a secret. Like when someone is on the show with you and at a commercial break, you say, you know, do a song, and you say, well, no, I'm not really prepared. And then right when the camera hits you, Ralph says, Reba, how about can't even get the blues tonight? And you're like, I'm gonna kill you. I really am. You're really good at that. And all I really like, the other points that you're really good about is when you really get into a deep story and you're really doing good, you ask another question. That's always another good point about you. You're really a sweetheart. But Ralph, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I love you. You've been a great inspiration, and I'm proud to be your friend. Congratulations on a great night. You got lots of friends, buddy. You're pretty good.
Reba's right. You do have a lot of friends, Ralph.
And country music's most important friend has some things to say to us in just a moment.
Imagine the taste of your favorite salad dressing. Now imagine it with only half the calories. Hidden Valley Ranch reduced calorie salad dressings. Only half the calories, but more delicious homemade taste than you ever dreamed possible. A taste everyone will love. Original Ranch and Ranch Italian reduced calorie salad dressings with the freshness of Hidden Valley Ranch.
California raisins from the California vineyards.
Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine?
Sounds better than what I got.
The ocean's best fillets so nice. A chili plunge, pure delight. Long John Silver's making a splash. We're firing up for fish fillets. That golden crunch made just our way. Long John Silver's making a splash. Long John Silver's making a splash.
Right now, our Seawalkers are making a splash. Yours with any kid's meal.
I'd rather switch than itch. So I switched to Tegrin.
Tegrin medicated shampoo controls all the major causes of itching and flaking. So Tegrin is more than strong enough for tough dandruff like yours.
Wouldn't you rather switch than itch?
Want a fresh approach to your day? Try Summer's Eve Feminine Powder. Specially formulated for a clean, fresh, dry feeling that lasts all day. Cool, comfortable, confident. Summer's Eve Feminine Powder. Feel fresh all day.
Stay tuned for more of the All-Star Salute to Ralph Emery.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Nelson and the Stone Canyon Band.
Saturday, 9 Eastern on TNN.
Over 28 million adults get athlete's foot.
I'm Jim Bird. I had athlete's foot until I used NP27. It has an ingredient recommended by doctors.
Look, NP27 stops the burning, itching of athlete's foot fast.
NP27. Nothing's a better cure for athlete's foot.
When sports cream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
Al Winter and Katie Haas inviting you to join us tomorrow for Video Morning.
We're going to have a lot of videos for you, including Merle Haggard, Reba, and Clint Black's latest.
And we'll show you how to give CPR to a dog and celebrate Women's Day.
Yeah, we'll find out who's in control here.
Hi there, I'm Dinah. We tried reversing the roles with Alex Trebek, the host of Jeopardy, but once again, he answers the questions in our conversation with Dinah. Join us, won't you?
A Conversation with Dinah, Wednesday at 8 and 11 Eastern.
Well, old friend, when Barbara called me and told me about this, I wanted to be there so badly. I tried to cancel some things. I did not get them done. I was committed to do them a long time ago because I truly wanted to be there, maybe pick on you a little bit, but I wish everyone could know you as I know you. And I can say honestly, I mean it, when I am proud to say that Ralph Emery is my friend. There's another fella that wanted to add a little something to this night of accolades, or whatever you'd like to call it. He's a friend of yours, a friend of mine, and a great friend of country music. What can I say? Mr. President?
Thank you, Jimmy. Ralph, you've certainly been with us through some of country music's most memorable moments. Your radio and TV shows have spread the word about our beloved country music to millions. And they also have been important steps on the road to success for many of the stars. So, Ralph, on behalf of Barbara and me, thank you. And thanks to everyone in country music for making such a great contribution to American life. Thank you, have a great evening, and God bless you all.
Barbara, you know, I could never figure out why, but all the ladies in country music seem to love Ralph Emery.
Oh, yes, we sure do.
Ralph, here's another one of those who loves you, one of those great ladies, someone that you always refer to as Canada's national treasure, Anne Murray.
Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life?
Jeannie C. Riley.
I want to tell you all the story about a Hopper Valley widow wife who had a teenage daughter who attended Hopper Valley Junior High. Well, her daughter came home one afternoon and didn't even stop to play. And she said, Mom, I got a note here from the Hopper Valley PTA. No, I wouldn't put you on because it really did. It happened just this way. The day my mama socked it to the Hopper Valley PTA.
Barbara Fairchild.
I wish I was a teddy bear, not living or loving, nor going nowhere. I wish I was a teddy bear, and I'm wishing that I hadn't fallen in love with you. And I'm wishing that I hadn't fallen in love with you.
Jeannie Pruitt.
Satin sheets to lie on, satin pillows to cry on. Still, I'm not happy, don't you see? Big long Cadillac, tailor-mades upon my back. Still, I want you to set me free.
Glen Anderson.
I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. When you take, you gotta give some, live and let go. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a
Seeley.
Don't give me something that you might take away. To have you or then lose you wouldn't be smart on my part. Don't open the door to heaven if I can't come in. Don't touch me if you don't love me, sweetheart.
Kitty Wells.
Wasn't God who made honky tonk as you said in the words of your song. Too many times married men think they're still single. That has caused many a good girl to go wrong.
Patty Loveless.
When I hold you near, but that's for the sweet things you do. If my heart had been done, you see a heart full of love just for you.
Connie Smith.
Once a day, all day long, and once a night, from dusk till dawn, the only time I wish you weren't gone is once a day, every day, all day long. Once a day, every day, all day long. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my
Why is grapefruit juice like the Florida sun? Well, grapefruit juice isn't a red-hot fireball in the sky, but it will brighten up your day and put a sparkle in your eye. And while it's true that Florida grapefruit juice won't give you a tan on the outside, its cool, refreshing taste will make you glow on the inside. So for the perfect refreshment anytime, let the sun go down and be sure to stock up on the delicious taste of 100% pure Florida grapefruit juice.
When it comes to convenience foods, most people think that this one's pretty good.
But then everything could stand a little improvement. For example, what if you subtracted a few of the calories? Or what if you made it, say, 3 times as fast? You'd have Top Shelf from Hormel. The unfrozen entree you can feel good about. Top Shelf from Hormel. A good thing, a little better.
You're looking at months of painstaking planning, years of dreaming, more than a few sacrifices. At Marilat, we know how much time and effort people put into their new kitchens. That's why we put so much time and effort into our cabinets. With Marilat, one sacrifice you'll never make is quality. Marilat, we make dream kitchens come true. For the dealer nearest you, call 1-800-624-1250.
Look at me, enjoying corn on the cob, thanks to Super Polygrip.
While you can't eat everything, Super Polygrip helps hold dentures in tight.
Thanks to Super Polygrip, I still enjoy my favorite food.
What you are about to see will bring tears to your eyes. As close as you can get to real tears, because Murine with Natural Tears formula is closer to your real tears than any other eye drop. Murine Natural Tears formula.
Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers.
California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills. It's somebody else's name. So if you're dreaming about California, it don't matter at all where you played before. California's a brand new game. Trying to be a hero, winding up a zero, can scar a man forever, right down to your soul. Living on the spotlight can kill a man outright, 'cause everything that glitters is not gold. We're gonna change keys, boy, and all the gold. Come on, here we go. In California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills. It's somebody else's name. So if you're dreaming about California, it don't matter at all where you played before. California's a brand new game. Brand new game. A brand new game. We love you, Rob. You're the best. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Ah, the Gatlin brothers, what great harmony, huh? Yeah. But if they only knew the power of the voice, and to think that he has remained tight-lipped through all of these years. For Ralph to use the microphone to simply talk into is just not fair. The ears of America are being deprived of such great hits as...
In the misty moonlight, by the flickering firelight.
Hey, you know, I've spent my life collecting the 6 or 7 records that are still in circulation. And the hardest, of course, to find was Ralph's Liberty Records smash hit, Hello, Fool.
Hello, fool. Look around. We're the wolves.
Through years of listening to Ralph's voice, I have come to the conclusion that there's only one voice that could blend with Ralph's. Mine. Anyway, that great blend has earned us 2 albums on RCA Records. And you know what, folks? Rumor has it that this next group has secretly purchased the album and studied the Ralph and Red version of Elvira. Can you believe that? And they're getting ready to attempt it right now. Good luck, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oak Ridge Boys.
My heart's
Papa, Papa, Mama. Giddy up. Papa, Papa, Mama. High silver, away. I'm singing now. High silver, away. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ralph Emery. Thank you, sir.
You know, I can still remember the very first candy given to me by my grandfather. It was Werther's Original, and I was 4. I had a little trouble opening that shiny golden wrapper, but then, well, I'll never forget that first taste. Sweet and creamy and just plain good. But there was something else, too. I remember feeling I must be somebody very special when my grandpa gave me his wonderful butter candy. So, now I'm the grandfather. And what else would I give my little grandson but my Werther's Original? He's somebody special, too.
It's fresh. New Deli Select from Hillshire Farm. Deli Select is lean cuts of premium meats. It's fresh. Deli Select is deli sliced thin. And deli packed for fresh taste. It's fresh. Deli Select looks fresh and tastes fresh. Deli sliced, deli packed. New Deli Select from Hillshire Farm. It's fresh.
When's the best time for home-baked Pillsbury microwave brownies?
Anytime, because they take no time to make. Hey, nothing says lovin' like my microwave brownies.
Clint Black started here.
I said I took my mind, I'll be killing time for eternity.
Paul Overstreet started here.
All the fun that a man could want, I got waiting for me at home.
Kathy Mattea started here.
Where have you been?
On stage, where you'll find the future of country music. Here on TNN. The Nashville Network.
When my mother passed away, she'd died in a old Christian all of her life, and I felt that preachers were something that wouldn't really be needed at her funeral. So instead, I asked Ralph Emery to come out and read her life story that she'd written on herself in freehand, and he did that for me. I think he's a great host. And sometimes he gets people in a corner on purpose. But he's one of my greatest true friends, I think, in this business.
Ralph has always been a big fan of gospel music, and no one does gospel music any better than Ricky Skaggs and the Whites.
You trust your family doctor and a druggist for your pills. You take them every day and believe they'll cure your ills. And you want a lawyer present when a business deal goes down. But you're scared to death the preacher's talking hell or heaven bound. If you don't believe God's holy Bible, and your faith's not in the Lord, then you can't get to heaven to receive your just reward.
If you don't believe,
if you don't believe,
if you don't believe,
if you don't believe, if you don't believe the Bible, then you don't know the Lord. When you get on an airplane and the ground cannot be seen, you have to put your faith in the man in his machine. Yet you shy away from preachers and you don't believe in prayer. Just because you can't see Jesus doesn't mean he isn't there. If you don't believe God's holy Bible, and your faith not in the Lord, then you can't get to heaven to receive your just reward.
If you don't believe,
If you don't believe,
If you don't believe,
if you don't believe, if you don't believe the Bible, then you don't know the Lord.
if you don't believe,
If you don't believe,
if you don't believe,
if you don't believe, if you don't believe the Bible, then you don't know the Lord.
Back in the late 60s, there was a young guy on Ralph's early morning show who he predicted would become a great star. Well, whoa. Boy, Ralph, you sure can pick him. Ladies and gentlemen, Glen Campbell.
I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire, and I can hear you through the whine. Tall lineman, he's still on the line. I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, the stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman, he's still on the line.
Sweet child in white, oh my little darling, sleep safe, nighty-night.
Soft Kleenex tissue, so soft it's comforted families for generations.
Pure of heart, loving and true.
Soft, comforting Kleenex.
Kleenex says bless you. The ocean's best fillets so nice, a chili plunge, pure delight. Long John Silver's making a splash, firing up for fish fillets. That golden crunch made just our way. Long John Silver's making a splash. Long John Silver's making a splash.
Right now, our Seawalkers are making a splash. Yours with any kid's meal.
If you think there's a longer-lasting shine than tough acrylic future, think again. For long-lasting acrylic protection, nothing outshines future.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts, mounds don't. Because
sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you do.
This week in country music, a talk with hot country newcomer Alan Jackson.
And Canadian sensation Prairie Oyster. Hi, I'm Charlie Chase.
And I'm Lorrie Ann Crook. Join us for that and more on the next This Week in Country Music here on TNN.
Al Winter and Katie Haas inviting you to join us tomorrow for Video Morning.
We're going to have a lot of videos for you, including Merle Haggard, Reba, and Clint Black's latest.
And we'll show you how to give CPR to a dog and celebrate Women's Day.
Yeah, we'll find out who's in control here.
From the Grand Ole Opry House in Nashville, Tennessee, the All-Star Salute to Ralph Emery, hosted by Johnny Cash and Barbara Mandrell, will continue in just a moment.
TNN, it's good, clean fun.
Where else can you find great country music concerts? Have you passed the word today?
If you want to see stars from a distance, step outside on a clear night. But if you want to see them up close, come to the International Country Music Fan Fair this June in Nashville, Tennessee. Fan Fair is your chance to meet your favorite country music stars in person at autograph parties and picture-taking sessions. It's all included in one 6-day Fan Fair ticket. Your ticket also includes over 30 hours of spectacular live performances by some of the biggest names in country music, a bluegrass concert, the Grandmasters Fiddling Championship, admission to Ryman Auditorium and the Country Music Hall of Fame, and 3 days admission to Opryland Show Park, full of exciting rides and dazzling shows for the whole family. And although not included on your fanfare ticket, you'll want to make arrangements to catch a performance of the Grand Ole Opry and take a Grand Ole Opry sightseeing tour of Nashville. For more information, write Fanfare, 2804 Opryland Drive, Nashville, Tennessee, 37214, or call 615-889-7503.
Good evening. I'm Chet Atkins. You know, Ralph Emery and I have heard just about everything and everyone that's made a noise in Music City over the years. I guarantee nobody's ever seen this act before. Probably because it would be too expensive to get them all to sign a contract, don't you know? But then Ralph always was good at getting us to do different and new things. Here for the first and last appearance, the world's most famous unknown band. Here they are.
Ralph, this is Bo Cephas. You know, you're a lot like me. You've been around forever and haven't received much recognition until lately. But with me, you've been #1 in my book for a long time, from the times I used to visit you and Tex Ritter on the late night talk shows at WSM Radio. And thank you and all the respect in the world to you and everything you've done for country music. From Bo Cephas, I want to give you an all-star salute, sir.
Thanks, Bo Cephas. You've already met my co-host tonight, but here he is to sing with one of the most brilliant, funny, entertaining, and classy ladies I know. June Carter Cash.
If I was a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby?
You were a carpenter and I were a lady, I'd marry you anyway. I'd have your baby.
If I was a miller and a mill wheel grinding, would you miss your sparkling dress and your soft shoes shine?
You were a miller at a mill wheel grinding, and I missed my sparkling dress or my soft shoes shining.
Save your life through loneliness, save your life through sorrow. Gave you my onlyness, give me your tomorrow. If a tinker was my trade, would I still find you?
I'll be carrying the pots you made, following behind you.
Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. Gave you my onlyness, give me your tomorrow.
I took Ralph quail hunting not too long ago, and we got up 3 or 4 coveys of quail, and Ralph, when they'd fly up, Ralph just would point his gun at them and not shoot. And I said, Ralph, why don't you shoot? And he said, well, every time I get sight on one, another gets in the way.
Must have been squeezed and must have been kissed. She must have been to blush like this. What a sweet orange. It must be sun-kissed. Oh, sing on y'all. Sun-kissed, 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 sun-kissed. Cooey-la, she's a lucky miss. Sun-kissed, 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 sun-kissed. Cooey-la, what a lucky miss. Oh.
What a mess. The orange cummerbund from my son's uniform fell in the road, and it lay there overnight. The next day, the tire marks were ground in. I took a chance that Tide could get it out. I pre-soaked and washed. The tire marks all came out. Tide saved the cummerbund and the day. Thanks, Pat DeHilster.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
This is a pretty good breath mint. It's gotta be. Look at the size of it.
Well, I think a Tic Tac's better.
Come on.
No, really. That little Tic Tac freshens your breath every bit as well as that regular size certs. And only 1.5 calories.
Incredible.
Why so glum then?
Well, I think you have the better breath mint.
I knew that.
Tic Tac.
I did.
The incredible 1.5 calorie breath mint.
One just ain't no fun. You know 2 is better than 1. One can't be so lonesome, but 2 is better than 1. Search, oh, yes, it's 2 bits in 1. 'Cause 2 is better than 1.
Certs with Retsin freshens breath and tastes great. It's 2 mints in 1.
2, oh, yeah, is better than 1. Yes, Certs is 2 bits in 1.
Introducing new extra-strength Rolaids, 250 milligrams stronger than Tums EX, 1,000 milligrams of fast relief. This settles it, once and for all.
From the day I was born, I collected so much stuff. So we stored our stuff in stuff from Rubbermaid. Then we were so unstuffed.
Hey, we need more stuff.
Don't you wish everything was made like Rubbermaid?
Ralph, The Stattlers have done something very, very special just for this show. So here they are, Harold, Don, Phil, and Jimmy, the Stattlers.
We tried hard to write a song. We worked hard and we worked long. We'll tell the world without a fuss all the things you've done for us. Well, there was that time that you, let me see. Okay, let me see. Now, one time you, it was just a... I'll be able to think of something that you've done. Ralph who? Excuse me? Ralph Emerson? Anybody know him? We don't have anything on under these robes.
Did they actually write that song, the whole thing?
Yes, they wrote that just for him for this show. And did you know, John, that I have something in common with our next guest? We were both in grade school when we started our country music careers.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Tanya Tucker.
Delta dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? She's 41 and her daddy still calls her babe. All the folks round Brownsville say she's crazy. Oh, she walks downtown with a suitcase in her hand, looking for a mysterious dark-haired man. In her younger days they call her Delta Dawn. Prettiest woman you ever laid eyes on. Then a man of a low degree stood by her side, and he promised her he'd take her for his bride. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? Take you to his mansion in the sky. Delta dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? Did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky?
That's pretty much how it happened.
You know, if you ever had an enema, you wouldn't weigh 15 pounds.
What? Somebody write this down.
That's pretty good.
Somebody write this down. 6 years he's been on the air, and he finally made a funny, okay?
That's right. And a darn good one.
And a darn good one.
Here they are, Williams and Reed.
I'm the white guy.
And I'm the Indian. And we're proud to present our own personal journey down Emery Lane entitled
A 2-minute tribute, or Ralph in a nutshell. To examine the career of Ralph Waldo Emery, we must first start at the beginning and explore the many stages and phases of his long but exemplary existence.
Born on the telephone in the 30s, Ralph had not yet begun to carve a career or his hair by the time he was 19.
By age 20, his calling had come.
Country music became his quest and his quarry as he racked up
a Kool-Aid after a Kool-Aid, accolade after accolade for his diligent work on WSM radio.
As his radio personality gained momentum, so did his penchant to adopt the manner and look of other stars he admired.
Here we see him in his Jim Neighbors period.
And here we see him in his Wolfman Jack period with rock pursuer David Byrne of Talking Heads. But
he's still the cat silk lounging jacket to us and the world. Thanks,
This
Ralph.
has been a portion of Williams and Ree's mini documentary, Emery, the Man and the Air Freight, to be seen at a later date.
One legendary DJ a long time ago made popular this phrase: this record is stronger than a garlic milkshake.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
You do?
In fact, he quotes him all the time. I know who that is. That's the legendary Tennessee Ernie Ford.
He was born one morning in McEwen, Tennessee, and there he sits for all the world to see. If it weren't for Ralph, where would we all be? Knocking on doors in Printer's Alley. He fills the studio with lots of folks, then brings on stars with music and jokes. So if it wasn't for us, where would Ralphie be? Singing Hello Fools. That was a good record, Ralph. Back on Liberty.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch. That's why I love Nestle Crunch Scrunches.
And servicing in freezers everywhere. Nestle Crunch ice cream bars. Scrunches.
Antique furniture isn't just a hobby. It's my livelihood. Anytime a piece doesn't look beautiful, I lose a sale. That's why I treat all my wood regularly with Scott's Liquid Gold. You see, when I use Scott's Liquid Gold on this old tabletop, it looks rich and shiny, while the part where I didn't use Scott's Liquid Gold still looks old and dried out. The reason is because wood needs moisture regularly, just like your skin. And Scott's Liquid Gold isn't a wax. It's a special formula that penetrates wood to clean, preserve, and protect. I use Scott's Liquid Gold at home for the same reason, to protect and beautify my tables, chairs, desk, and all my fine furniture. I also use Scott's Liquid Gold on my kitchen cabinets and my paneling because it protects and beautifies. Use Scott's Liquid Gold once a month. It's a little more expensive, but a whole lot better for your cherished wood.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Nelson and the Stone Canyon Band.
It's all right now. I learned my lesson well. You see, you can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself.
Rick Nelson, It's All Right Now. Saturday, 9 Eastern on TNN.
Ladies and
and gentlemen, Johnny Cash.
It's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. From this prison, if that railroad train was mine, then I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
You know, not only is he wonderful, oh, he's sure married so fine. I love this lady so very much. And since I am very proud of being a woman, I asked Ralph, you know how I feel about this, I asked if June would join us. So this part of the show, I now have a female partner, and we are your guards up here. The family tradition is such an important part of country music, and John and June are a fine example of that. And one of the things that pleases me the most is to be able to watch the children of country music legends establish their own careers and still maintain a deep respect for their parents, their famous parents. And nowhere will you see it stronger than in the children of the 5 people that happen to be 5 of Ralph's closest friends over the years. Tex Ritter, Dottie West, Merle Haggard, George Morgan, and Marty Robbins.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling, on this our wedding day.
Woodward Maurice Ritter. You know him as just plain Tex. He called me Jonathan. I'm really proud of the way the bronze plaque at the Country Music Hall of Fame describes him. One of America's most illustrious stars of radio, TV, records, movies, and the Broadway stage. His devotion to God, his family, and his country is a continuing inspiration to his countless friends throughout the world. Well, my dad was very special. He was very lucky, a big star, but very gracious. He was always very proud that he was one of the first cowboys to kiss the girl at the end of a cowboy movie. He said that after 2 hours of fighting and shooting, by God, I deserve it. And that was actually before he met my mom on a movie set, and from then on, she became his leading lady both on and off the set. And why we're here tonight is to salute Ralph Emery. There were a lot of stories, Dad and Ralph Emery. That studio at WSM was his and Ralph's home away from home. He loved hosting that show with Ralph. More than once, even when he traveled, he'd stop off to see Ralph before he got home to see Mom. And something kind of special happened during those times. Dad would go in tired and dragging from a tour and come out ready to take on the world. Mom would bring them cookies at the radio stations as they sat and talked through the night, and people said that Dad and Ralph were like 2 big kids watching for and waiting for their treats. He was one of the wisest men I ever knew and one of the funniest. He traveled the nation and the world making friends and gaining a depth of knowledge and understanding that few others possess. He treated Ralph actually much like he did my brother and me, always giving advice even when we didn't want it, and telling stories that were intended to teach us something. I wish you were here to tell us some of those stories tonight, but then, in a way, I guess he'll always be with us, and we'll always be with him. Ralph Emery, on behalf of my brother, my mother, and my father, we salute you.
Here comes more tears to cry. Here comes more heartaches by. Here comes my baby back again.
I'm Shelley West, and that's my mom. I think I was 5 when that record came out and became a big hit. And it was really the first time that I began to see the impact that Dottie West, the entertainer, had on people. Anybody that knows my mom knows that she's a hard worker. But what some people don't know is that from a little farm in McMinnville, Tennessee, it must have seemed like a million miles to the footlights of the Opry. She always looked on the bright side and used her talent and her sense of humor to go from her little church choir to singing with Jim Reeves and Kenny Rogers. I'll always remember what fun it was growing up around our house. Friends were always dropping in to sing and to try out new material and to write. Roger Miller was there, and Willie Nelson and Marty Robbins, to name a few. And Mom would cook up food for everybody, and they'd sing and talk for hours. Those times are my first memories of Ralph. He was always there with the guys, and in fact, he was such a regular at our house that he says he even changed my diapers once. I really can't remember a time that Ralph hasn't been there, encouraging and supporting me and my career. Ralph is like family, and he makes everyone else feel that way too. I think that's what country is all about. And Ralph, you're a big reason for that.
Today I started loving you again. I'm right back where I've really always been.
I'm Marty Haggard, and Merle's my dad. Merle Haggard is called a giant in country music, and he says that only in America could a man do what he did, and that's go from the bottom to the top. From being in San Quentin to playing at the White House lawn. But he's more than just a dad. He's the biggest single influence in my life. He's not only my hero, but he's my friend. He told me of the time he came to Nashville early on in his career, and he was supposed to do an interview with Ralph at about 2 o'clock, roughly. Well, Dad missed his wake-up call, and so when Ralph rang the room, he wasn't ready. They got into an argument that almost ended up in a knockdown, drag-out fight. Well, they mended up some fences real fast. That developed a real deep and strong friendship. Dad was there for Ralph many times after that. And some years later, Ralph was there for my dad when he really needed him. Dad never hid the fact that he loved his mother very deeply. And when she died, it was only one of the times that I've ever seen him devastated to the point of being knocked to his knees. He only asked one person to speak at her funeral, and that was Ralph Emery. Over the years, Ralph has been an encouragement to me in my career, too. Dad, I wish I could find the right words of thanks for all the advice and for all the example you've set for me. You've brought into my life so many wonderful friends, and Ralph, you definitely are a special friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Candy kisses wrapped in paper mean more to you than any of mine.
When I hear people say that George Morgan was the smoothest singer in country music, it makes me so very proud. I'm his youngest daughter, Lorrie Morgan. Even with such great successes like Candy Kisses, Dad was no stranger to hard times, but that never stood in his way. He tried to teach everyone how important it was in life to have a sense of humor. And believe me, there have been many times in my own life that I thank God for Dad and how he taught me that laughter truly is the best medicine. I remember the morning he took me with him to Ralph's early morning TV show. He sneaked up on Ralph and threw a pie in his face. And that's the way Dad was all the time. His friends at the Opry say they loved to be on the road with him. There were no private jets or tour buses, just singers and instruments crammed into a car. They say Dad kept them from getting bored and lifted their spirits. On Dad's 51st birthday, he introduced me on the Opry. I was only 16, and he was so proud that it made him cry. After my dad's death, Ralph took a real personal interest in me and used me regularly on his TV shows. Ralph, you've been the encouragement to me in my career that I know my father would have been if he was still here. I love you, Ralph.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Nighttime would find me in Rose's cantina. Music would play and Felina would whirl.
I was 8 years old, riding in the front seat of the family car when that song was born. I'm Ronnie Robbins. Marty was my dad. Mama was driving and Daddy was in the back seat with his guitar. And as we approached El Paso, the words started pouring out like a script from a movie. Daddy always had a deep love for the West and spent an awful lot of time there. I started working on the road with Daddy in 1968. Some of the advice he gave me was, kid, number one, don't ever stand in front of me on stage. And number two, don't ever forget the fans. Except for his family, the fans were always more important to him than anything. And it wasn't until Daddy died that I realized the huge impact he had on his fans and how deeply his music had affected people. That's also when I really felt the closeness and friendship of Ralph Emery the most. Ralph was Daddy's friend for about 30 years. When Ralph did the all-night show on WSM, Daddy'd call up many times, change his voice and say something like, well, I'm out here on US 41, Ralph, and I sure would like to hear a Marty Robbins song tonight. It took Ralph quite a while to figure out what was going on. Ralph has always been there when our family needed him. And on the day of Daddy's funeral, he stood with us, and his presence really meant a lot to us during that time. He's one of those unique people that always thinks of others before he thinks of himself. Ralph, Daddy knew that, and that's why he loved you so much.
The squeeze on you, just a little squeezing, that's all I wanna do. Wrap my fingers round you, ooh, baby, let me put the squeeze on you.
Sun-Kissed Lemon adds to everything but your waist.
The ocean's best fillet's so nice. A chili plunge, pure delight. Long John Silver's making a splash. Firing up for fish fillets. That golden crunch made just our way. Long John Silver's making a splash. Long John Silver's making a splash.
Right now, our Seawalkers are making a splash. Yours with any kid's meal.
salute to Ralph Emery. This is TNN, the Nashville Network. From the Flambeau family of products.
If it isn't Duncan, it isn't a yo-yo.
Here's world-famous Arnie Dixon and some of his wildest tricks with Duncan yo-yos. Newest from Duncan is the Neo. The Neo comes in 4 hot colors: outrageous orange, eye-popping pink, crazy canary, and gonzo green. And for some really great fun, try a Duncan spin top. One comes alone, the Imperial, and one comes with 2, the Twin Spin. Look for the Duncan Neo and Duncan spin tops wherever toys are sold.
Duncan means yo-yo.
From the Flambeau family of products. Flambeau presents the Force Series concept in tackle storage that keeps your tackle handy in a compact space. Lift-out trays, deep spaces with removable racks, and pull-out drawers eliminate the flip-over hassle. The bait deck helps you change baits quickly and conveniently. Force Series boxes with removable dividers hold almost any tackle. Spend more time fishing and less time searching with a Force Series box from Flambeau, the Force and Tackle Storage Systems. For the dealer nearest you, call 1-800-232-3474.
Well, this is Kenny Rogers.
And this will be Dolly Parton over here.
Is that Ralph Emery right
I think so. I think it's him right out here.
But he don't know he's there.
No, he does. This is a surprise.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Well, Ralph, we're here and you're there, and we wanted to talk about you, but Lord, there's so much to say. I don't know who should start. Won't you
Well, you know
start?
what we did? We finally weeded all the stuff we had to say and took the 2 good things we could think of and decided that we would do those at this point. Ralph, you know, the thing I remember most is when I was first starting in country music, coming up to the radio station and sitting there with you and that big cigar you used to smoke that used to just choke me every time I would sit there. But I had to do that or you wouldn't play my records. But you were always nice enough to play them before everyone else did. And for that, I thank you. You're definitely a very big, important part of my career when I first started.
Well, you know, Ralph has been so good to me, or Ralph, you have, I'm telling you too. But you know, I don't know how many people can say this. I got married in 1966.
I
went to Ringgold, Georgia, and got married on a Monday, and got back around 12 o'clock at night. Didn't have a honeymoon because I was booked on the Ralph Emery show and had to get up at 3 o'clock. So my new husband allowed me to go spend my honeymoon with Ralph Emery, but I got paid for that, and I never got paid for this marriage.
Ralph, thanks for being such a good friend, not just to us, but to everybody in country music. You've truly been that, and we all appreciate that.
And we love you.
We do.
You know, folks, it's apparent that Ralph Emery is a man's man. My friend Jerry Reed, he knows what I'm talking about. Because when you're hot, you're hot.
Well, that's right, Ralph Emery. Listen, I've been at home sick with the flu. Why, I had me a fever of 102. And I got out of my sick bed to come down here and do this show. You know why? Because me and you go back a long way. Back to the good old days when you were first starting in radio. So now I got a question. The next time I do Nashville now, I want you to find some way, somehow, to let me do my story about me and Bubba and the F-16. Right? Certainly it's going to take about 25 minutes to do. But I got out of my sick bed for you. So what do you think? You going to let me do my thing this time? Well, imagine that. Good. You know what? I think I'll go let Charlie Daniels take my temperature.
When you're hot, you're hot. Here is Mr. Lee Greenwood.
The sunlight in the morning, and the nights of honest loving, the time can't take away, and I owe you more than life now, more than ever. I know that it's the sweetest debt we'll ever have to pay.
And we all owe you, Ralph Emery.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Warner.
I woke up screaming this morning.
Hello, yeah, this is me, Ralph. Lord, it's been a long, long time. No, this ain't no social call, and I bet this is about to blow your mind. You heard what? Well, it ain't true. I was here most all last night. I got over you the day you left. Could it be somebody like?
Come on out here, T. Graham Brown.
I tell it like it used to be when you were still in love with me, before you got too used to me and you wanted someone new. I tell it like it ought to be, 'cause how it is killing me when they ask about you and me. Ralph, I tell it like it used to be. God bless you, Ralph.
Oh, yes, here is Charlie Daniels.
Well, that train, the grind, the switch is running right on time, and them Tucker boys cooking down Carolina. People down in Florida can't be still when old Leonard Skinner's picking down in Jacksonville. People down in Georgia come from near and far to hear Dickie Betts picking on that red guitar. Gather round, tune and get down. Y'all can get down, tune and be loud. Y'all can be loud here and be proud. You can be proud here, now be proud you are a rebel. The South's gonna do it again. Ralph, when you're hot, you're hot.
Oh, that was some of the great names in country music. And thanks to my buddy Ralph Emery, everybody knows my name as Whispering Bill Anderson. Ralph named me that, and I appreciate it. In just a minute, you're going to see the sweetest lady to ever grace this stage. Don't go away.
Next. Sorry.
This Easter, lots of bunnies are trying to be the Cadbury bunny. But there's only one Cadbury bunny, and he brings the two candies perfect for Easter. Cadbury's mini eggs with their sugar shell and milk chocolate inside, and Cadbury's cream eggs with their chocolate shell and creamy filling. Which is why no bunny knows Easter better than him.
It has come to our attention that no one is overly fond of window cleaning, which is why we developed Scott's Liquid Gold Glass Cleaner. It's better because instead of running and dripping, it stays in place, quietly foaming the dirt away. Scott's Liquid Gold is the only glass cleaner that has a fresh orange scent instead of a harsh ammonia odor. If you hate to clean windows, try Scott's Liquid Gold Glass Cleaner.
What does grapefruit juice have in common with a palm tree? Both come from Florida. Sure, grapefruit juice isn't a tree named after the inside of your hand, but it does belong there, and it's more refreshing. So let a fortune teller read your palm and keep 100% pure Florida grapefruit juice on hand.
Monday, I soak my dentures. Tuesday, I brush. Wednesday, I soak.
Wait, all you need is denture cream. Why soak when denture cream gets dentures nearly twice as clean? Now with minty mouthwash ingredients. All you need is denture cream.
Every day.
It's here where a man really meets his match. From the tug of the line to the feel of the steel. It's here where heroes hold on to a dream. From roaring wheels to a country stream. It's all here on TNN Sports. Come on, pass the word. Pass the word. It's where Americans meet their match. TNN Sports, pass the word.
Hello, Ralph. I'm sorry I can't be there with you tonight, but I hope you have a good time. And I'd just like to share with the audience the first time I ever met you. Well, I just moved to Nashville, and I was outside my apartment, and I was walking my dog. And you was visiting some friend that was living next to me in the apartments. And you came by and you looked at my dog and you said, "Oh, what a pretty cat." That's what our problem has always been, Ralph. You've never really been able to recognize me or my dog for what we really are. My dog's dead, but I still love you, and I really do appreciate you.
One of my best girlfriends is also one of Ralph's favorite ladies. He calls her the First Lady of the Grand Ole Opry and the First Lady of Comedy. The world loves her, but I promise you, no one loves this extraordinary lady more than me.
Ralph asked me if a girl minded kissing a fella with a beard, and I said, don't nobody mind going through a little brush to get to a picnic.
Cousin Minnie Pearl.
I'm just so proud to be here. Ralph, you didn't know nothing. Bless you. And you too, you little rat tail. I wanted to share with you that my brother has got a job. He called himself being a carpenter today. And you know what happened? He was working with Lucifer Hucklehead. Y'all don't know Lucifer Hucklehead. You ought to know him. He's wonderful. He's got a heart of gold and teeth to match. They was working on... Oh, I wish I hadn't raised my arm. I'm going to a costume party where everybody dresses as a flower. I'm going as a dried arrangement. He's got a job, and him and Lucifer Hucklehead was working on this building, and building it, and Brother dropped a saw and cut Luke's ear off, and it just scared them all to death. And Brother said, "Don't worry, I'll get a doctor. We'll put that ear back on if I can find it." And he's down there in the sawdust trying to find the ear, and he found an ear. He said, "Look, it's your ear." Luke said, "No, that ain't my ear. My ear had a pencil behind it." Well, you know, I've always loved fellers. I don't like Ralph Emery. I love him. I've loved him for a long time. I love you. And just think what beautiful music we could make together. What are we going to do about Joy and Henry?
Here's a lady I've been wanting to introduce all night long. One of my favorite human beings, a great lady and a great talent, Miss Barbara Mandrell.
That everyone ought to do. that may seem to me, that's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower. Your eyes are stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. I love you, Ralph.
Can I get a kiss?
At Westminster Kennel Club, one of the most prestigious dog shows in the world, 2,900 of the finest dogs in America came to compete. And as the two exciting days came to a close, one fact became abundantly clear. Pedigree food for dogs was the overwhelming choice of winners. 96 best of breed winners, 5 of 7 best in group winners, and the dog judged best in show, a perfect Pekingese, were all pedigree dogs. Pedigree, resoundingly recommended by top breeders.
Presenting chocolate chip cookies so delicious.
Sally, hide these before I eat them all.
You may not trust yourself around them. Chips Ahoy Selections.
Barbara, save me.
With the biggest, richest chunks of pure chocolate we ever baked into a buttery tasting cookie.
Oh, someone help!
An irresistible variety of chocolate chip cookies from Chips Ahoy Selections. Dangerously delicious.
Strange office building. I like coming here.
If you've been in the air freshener aisle at your favorite store, you've probably noticed that new products are springing up all over. There are new crystals, new kinds of shapes, and lots of new fragrances. But there's only one air freshener that works in this dispenser, and that's Touch of Scent. It's the country's favorite dispenser because it's so convenient, and because it lets you release just the right amount of air freshener, just when you need it. Touch of Scent comes in a wonderful bouquet of fragrances, including potpourri, which is everything you've always wanted in an air freshener. A wonderful blend of spices and herbs mixed with a scent of sandalwood and clover to create a clean, fresh fragrance. Use Touch of Scent's potpourri fragrance in the bathroom, the family room, the nursery, the living room, wherever you want things to smell fresh and clean and wonderful. Don't be fooled by all those other new air fresheners. Get the only potpourri fragrance that works in this convenient dispenser. Touch of Scent, just the right amount of air freshener, just when you need it.
I pulled into a truck stop one time. I'd like to tell you a little story about it. Pulled in to get some coffee, and I was driving the bus. Well, when a big tour bus pulls into a truck stop or a restaurant, everybody looks out the window to see who's getting off the bus. I was the only one got off, walked in to get a cup of coffee, and they didn't recognize who I was. The girl came over and said, "What do you have?" I said, "A cup of coffee, please." And she leaned over kind of close to me and said, "Who have you got on that bus?" I thought a second, and I said, "Well, we have Barbara Mandrell, Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, and Ralph Emery." She said, "Who is Ralph Emery?"
You know, we shared a lot of love with all you folks here tonight, and I hope you felt it too. You've joined with us in something that's been very personal and very wonderful, and we've just had some fun. We really have. But you know, I think our true feelings have just kind of come through.
I hope that you realize that the same kind of love goes on every day of the year. The real spirit, heart and soul of country music is love. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Arnold.
Have I told that I love you? Could I tell you once again somehow.
The Foresters.
Have I told with all my heart and soul how I adore you? Well, darling, we're telling you now.
Susie Boggess.
This heart will break in two if you refuse me. I'm no good without you anyhow.
Crystal Gale.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now.
Mr. Roy Acuff.
Have I told you lately how I miss you? When the stars are shining in the sky.
Holly Dunn.
Have I told you why the nights are long when you're not with me? Well, darling, I'm telling you now.
Dobie Gray.
This heart would break in two if you refuse me. I'm no good without you anyhow.
Katie Osley.
Dear, have I told you lately that I love you? Well, Ralph, darling, I'm telling you now. This heart would break in two if you refuse me. I'm no good without you anyhow. Dear, have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now.
Bless your heart, you haven't had a chance to talk all evening. Would you like to say something to all your friends tonight?
I would, Barbara. Thank you very much. I have never in my life experienced a night like this. This was a total secret. To say I'm stunned is to understate the issue. I have never felt as much love in my life. I only hope I can convey as much love that has been coming my way back to all of the wonderful people in what we call the business. The business of country music has been very good to all of us, especially good to me, because it brought me all of these nice people, brought them into my life, made them my friends, and I appreciate that. I owe a special debt to my good friend Barbara Mandrell, because I know she was the ramrod of this show. I thank all of you for coming. God bless you.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. We want you to always be as happy as you've made us tonight. And as Ralph Emery always says, Mr. Whitehurst, let's go home.
Tonight on Crook and Chase, George Jones and Roseanne Cash talk about how they've dealt with the public pressures of their private lives.
While Rob Lowe talks about his private life in public and on tape. Plus, Jet Williams sets the record straight about her famous father.
Join us for Crook and Chase.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy the splendor of the Opryland Hotel. Inside, plants are blooming, the sun is shining, and the nights are more affordable than ever. For a limited time, you can surround yourself, your spouse, or your whole family with the tradition of the Opryland Hotel and pay only $79 per room per night. Plus, you can see other famous Nashville attractions like the Ryman Auditorium. Enjoy our fine restaurants or tap your toes to lively entertainment in one of the Opryland Hotel's exciting night spots.